I'm Milton from TeamFFLEX. You're on my show, Fitness Fire. I do this every Thursday where we talk about everything going on, the hottest topics of the fitness industry, and pretty much in life in general, let's be honest. Today, we're going to talk about the quarantine mindset and taking care of your mental health. Something that's very important for all of you out here right now. I guarantee, I promise you, this video will be beneficial to you and will help you get through this crazy time. Please do me a favor, subscribe to the channel and then share out this video. I am Milton from TeamFFLEX. You're on Fitness Fire. Alright fam, so as we have been talking now for several weeks, honestly, I pretty much can't do a week at this point without talking about the quarantine, the pandemic in some way or another, because it has just been, it's taken over the world in many, many ways. It has changed life substantially, dramatically, and for many people, it is an entirely new, different thing. For me, it's been pretty similar to my normal everyday life. I've been coaching at home for years now. I haven't trained a client in the gym in 5-6 years probably, but here I am, working at my house, doing the same type of thing. It's pretty much the same for me, but I know that's not the same for a lot of you out there. And adjusting to this time and adapting to this time and figuring kind of where your footing is right now is something a lot of people have been struggling with. One of the things, though, that comes up often is the fact that mental health can actually take quite a hit when you go into quarantine, okay? So the quarantine type lifestyle, obviously you're not going out and hanging out with your friends, you're not going out and able to, do normal events like go to the movies or go to concerts or go really to restaurants, go anywhere for, lack of a better term. We're doing the whole stay at home thing where that's what you're supposed to do. We're staying at home. And so with that, a lot of people don't get to socially interact with their friends or family, people they know, whatever, and this stuff can take a toll on your mind. So I want to give you guys some tips today for your quarantine mental health and how you can stay on top of it. Tip number one, let's start it right off with goal setting. I think this is so important. This is not something I have carried on through because of quarantine. It's something I tell people to carry on all the time for their life. And goal setting is a big thing. And what I'm talking about is literally you need to write down your goals physically. And I suggest doing this twice a day. Do this in the morning, do this at night. And what you want to do when you write your goals down is write them in the tense that you already have attained them, okay? So let's say you are a competitor and you're on prep and you got a show. Talk to yourself about that goal as if you're actually on the stage, okay? It's this similar type of idea. If you want to lose 15 pounds, talk about yourself in the way that you've already lost 15 pounds, so on and so forth. Goal setting in the tense that you've already achieved it in your mind is a very, very positive thing for your mental health, because when you start talking about your goals and you start to realize that it's possible, you start to actually deactivate some of that negative mental talk you have. It changes the game for you on many, many levels. So I strongly suggest write down your goals. It's my first tip. And even if you only do this one out of the 5 I'm going to give you, this will change your whole perspective on life right now. So you sit down and you think of all your goals, what matters to you. Write them all down and write them in the tense you've already achieved them. Do that first thing in the morning before you start your day and do this last thing at night. And what this does is this keeps your mind right. It keeps your head focused forward. It keeps you focused on the goals. It keeps you focused on what matters. With the media and the news and the constant negative stuff that's being pumped down our throats right now because of everything going on, it can be very easy to get negative in your mind too. But keeping your focus forward on your goals, staying positive and keeping a vision going forward is very, very beneficial, and actually it will help you so much, dare I say, the most out of anything I have to tell you right now. Number two, Very important also, kind of goes with combating negativity, is thinking of every day 3 things you're grateful for. And I want you to actually take some time to do this, and as much as this might be like, what are you talking about, Ryan? This sounds, whatever, it sounds kind of, hippie-ish. The point is this stuff will help you. You got to think about things you're grateful for in this life right now, because a lot of times people get very focused on just the negativity. Again, constantly, we open Instagram, you're seeing negativity. You open Facebook, you're seeing negativity. You turn on the news, you're seeing negativity. That happens before the pandemic, but now with the pandemic, it even adds more anxiety, more stress, and more worry. And your job situation is changing, your stay at home, your life situation has changed, things are changing. And with that, it can be very easy to get caught up and forget the things that you're grateful for. Okay, so you need to sit down and you need to literally think about that. Get 3 things at least. If you can do 5, you can do 10, great, do those too. But at least 3 things every day where you sit down, you actually think about the things you're so grateful for, and you focus on those things, and you really take the time to do this. Don't just do it in 2 seconds. Literally focus on one thing, think about it for 4 or 5 minutes, focus on the next thing, 4 or 5 minutes, focus on the next thing, and feel what it feels like to be grateful for these things that you still have, even with everything going on. There are things, I guarantee you, and when you start to focus on those, again, it shifts your mind in the right direction, off the negative stuff, off the bad self-talk, off the anxiety and the stress, and onto things that you can still be thankful for that are going to help you keep going forward here. Tip number 3, take 10 minutes a day to meditate. And this is easy to do. I know a lot of people don't like the whole idea of meditation. A lot of people, again, think it's like, this hippie type stuff or whatever. Like, what are you talking about? Meditating is huge, fam. It is huge. I recommend this to my clients for years. All different types of people. When I recognize they're getting stressed, when I recognize they're overwhelmed, when I recognize they're not performing at their best, physically and mentally, usually it's correlation with the fact they need to unplug a bit. They need to get off the stuff. They need to relax, get off the social media train, get off the news train, and take control of your own brain. That's something that's huge that a lot of people just honestly, they don't do. They don't take time to focus on their mental health. What I always have said is people are so good at doing body reps, doing curls and doing squats and doing bench press and doing whatever exercises, reps for your body, training your body, but we don't train the mind enough. We let the mind kind of just absorb all this garbage from the world around us, but we don't take time to clean it up. And that's what meditating can really do for you. One thing I've said for a long time is that, you got to take the time to focus on your mental fitness as well as your body and your physical fitness. It's important because these 2 things, they go hand in hand, harmony together. When you feed one, it feeds the other, and you got to feed them both if you want to have the best benefit. So I strongly suggest meditating. And one way I say to do it is to download Headspace app. I'm not affiliated with Headspace in any way. It's just an app that I've known about and I've used and I've told people to use for years because they have guided 10-minute meditations that will take you exactly through what you need to do. Literally, you can get on there and just go through it. There's a lot of other resources for that. There's so many ways you could just go about it, but taking 10 minutes aside, even if you don't do any of the apps or anything, you just sit somewhere in the quiet and you just, close your eyes and let your mind focus on doing its maintenance job, not being pulled here, not being pulled there, not being distracted here and there. It will help a ton. So start meditating 10 minutes every day. It's easy to do. It's 10 damn minutes. Number 4 tip I got for you is to stay productive, okay? You gotta stay doing stuff. People, as you can't go to work, you're not doing your normal routine, you're not driving, you're not going to the store, you're not doing all these different things that are normal everyday things that make you feel productive. Well, you have to find other ways to be productive because productiveness, if that's even a word, being productive in general, is oftentimes what helps people feel good about what they're doing in a day because, again, we're moving forward. When we don't move forward as humans, that's that's when we start to have problems, right? We start to get in our head, we start to feel not good about ourselves, we start to not be confident. All those things come because we're not in pursuit of a goal. In other words, being productive, okay? And so many of the things we talked about thus far have focused on your goals, have focused on things to be grateful, focused on your mental change, but you also got to stay productive to feel like you're moving forward. So, I'm talking to people about, hey, plan out your whole day, get everything on a schedule, make your schedule at home as if you had it as a normal daily thing. Obviously, the circumstances have changed. If you went to work every day, now you're working from home, that's different. If you went to the gym every day, now you're training at home, that's different. If you used to meal prep every time here and there because you went to the grocery store and bought your stuff, that's all different. But that doesn't mean that it has to be a detriment, okay? Different versus detriment is a big thing right now. Different you can adapt to. Detriment is if you let it take control of you versus you taking control of it. So I strongly encourage everybody right now to stay productive. Plan out your day. Sit down the night before even. It doesn't need to be you plan your whole week out what you're going to do every 5 minutes. No. But sit down the night before and think of some tasks that you want to accomplish the next day. Maybe there's some projects at home you haven't been focused on. Maybe you wanted to learn some new stuff like a language, or you want to take up drawing or guitar or an instrument, something. This is a time where you can be productive. You can focus forward. Utilize this time to stride forward versus taking steps back and having more work to do when this is over. You can stay on track with your fitness goals. You can stay on track with your nutrition goals. You can be productive. You can do new things. You can try stuff you never had time for. This is something that you should honestly look at as an advantage right now versus a detriment. Stay productive. My last thing for you, step number 5, I think this is really important. Stay connected with people. Stay in touch with people. Reach out to people. Remember that we're all in this together. As you sit around, whatever's going through your head, you can guarantee it's going through many, many other people's heads at the same time. There's a lot of people that have this far worse than you in a lot of ways. Probably as you watch this, there's going to be people that have way worse situations they're in right now because of everything going on than you do. And so what you got to do is you got to remember that, and you got to know that, hey, we're all in it together. And we gotta stay together, and we gotta stay connected. So I've been telling people for weeks now, hey, hit up 5 friends every day, hit up 5 acquaintances, hit up 5 people you don't even talk to or know anymore, and just see how they're doing. Check in, say, hey, how are you? How things going out your way? Everything good? What's going on? That check-in alone can be a massive thing for anybody, right? And if you got one of those and you were having a down day, you're gonna feel great after that, because that's something that is great. What makes us human is this connectivity where we are community. We are all together. We are all working together, we all do things together, and here we are in this situation right now we're in all together, and we got to remember that. And so the tribe mentality and those things might go away because you don't see your coworkers at work, you're not spending time with your family because you can't you can't go out, you're not hanging with your friends, you can't do that. So right now you got to think about how do you create the tribe mentality at home, how do you keep the community going. So reach out to people, check in, see how they're doing, say, hey, how are you doing, what's up, how everything good, what can I do, anything you need, what's going on. And just that alone would be huge. So do that every day. Reach out to 5 people, 10 people, whatever. It's going to make you feel good too. If you're down in the dumps, you're feeling, negative, you're feeling upset, you're feeling depressed, you're feeling all these things, go hit 10 people up and talk to them. I guarantee it makes you feel better. That's my 5 tips for your quarantine mental health. I hope that's helpful to you. I think it will be. Honestly, if you implement even one of these things, it's going to probably bring it up a lot. You're going to feel a lot better. But if you did all 5, you're going to be feeling really good during this time. Again, please just consider the fact that all these things will take basically no amount of time out of your day to do, but can dramatically influence the effects that you're going to feel, the things you're going to experience. And then again, it's not only about you, right? Like I said, we're all together. If you are in a more positive state, you're in a better mental state, you're going to put everybody around you in that too, all your friends, anybody that hits you up, talks to you. It's going to be a better thing for everybody, and that's what we need to do right now as we get through everything going on, fam. Please do me a favor, if you like this video, subscribe to the channel and then share this out. I'm Milton from TeamFFLEX. Thank you for watching Fitness Fire.